Now look at verse 36. Wherefore, I can stretch forth mine hands and hold all the creations which I have made. Remember, millions of earths, back in verse 30. If you go back to chapter 1, Moses 1, verse 32, 33, worlds without number have I created. So again, I can hold all those creations in mine hand, and mine eye can pierce them also. And now this last part of verse 36 is critically important. Among all the workmanship of mine hands, what's that percentage again?
100%.
Okay. There has not been so great wickedness as among thy brethren. I don't know how to interpret that other than literally for God to basically say to Enoch, welcome to the most wicked earth among worlds without number that I've created. There is a degree of difficulty attached to this planet of ours, and that's not an invitation to sin. It's not an invitation to indulge, say, oh, whew, now I can go do anything I want and blame it on the wicked earth. No.
Or to give up.
Or to give up and stop wrestling. Because every one of us have wrestles. And God isn't wanting us to celebrate our perfection. God is celebrating our wrestles and our efforts to move forward on that covenant path and to have faith in Him and to trust Him. God is celebrating with us when we work with each other to lift each other up and move forward on that covenant path. It's this beautiful perspective that, yes, we live in a very, very wicked world that has a dark chain veiling the whole face of the earth with darkness. I don't think that applies just back to Noah's time period. I think in the dispensation of the fullness of times, the wheat and the tares are growing together. I think there was never a time where it was easier to be good, and I don't think there was ever a time where it was easier to be bad. And those contrasting decisions that we get, and there's a whole bunch in the middle as well, but those contrasting decisions are so stark for us today. And rather than beating each other up when we struggle or beating yourself up, an opportunity to say, help me, Lord, I need help, because this is very difficult. So that verse is loaded with potential implications when you start thinking about questions like, wait a minute, if Moses chapter 1 is accurate and God created worlds without number through His only begotten Son, and D&C 76 verse 24 says that by Him and of Him and by Him and through Him and of Him, the worlds, plural, are and were created, and the inhabitants thereof are begotten sons and daughters unto God, it starts to get really big questions in our mind of, wait a minute, why are you on the same planet that the Creator of worlds without number was born on and performed an infinite atonement? Who are we, really, and why are we here? I don't know all the answers to those questions, but I do know that at some point in the premortal realm, I don't think there was a giant set of dice that were rolled and that you were randomly assigned to come to this earth at this time and in the place and the location and the setting that you were sent. I think God knows exactly what He's doing in sending you where He sent you, when He sent you, to help carry this kingdom off triumphant, to help push back that chain of darkness that is not just in the world, but it's in our homes sometimes. It's in our neighborhoods. It's in our congregations. It's in our workplaces. It's in the mirror sometimes. We need help to accomplish this effort of pushing back that chain of darkness. Verse 65, and it came to pass that Enoch saw the day of the coming of the Son of Man in the last days to dwell on the earth in righteousness for the space of 1,000 years. Here's yet another scriptural witness, testimony that Jesus is going to return to this earth. Enoch has seen it happen. Our prophets are preparing us for that. And the reality is you were sent to this earth at this time to help prepare the world for the second coming of the Savior. Whether or not you're alive when He comes, or whether you're caught up out of the grave to meet Him at His coming, is irrelevant to the notion of doing everything you can to prepare Zion and the world for his second coming. It doesn't matter. We don't know the future of how many years I have or you have or any of us have to live, or how long until that second coming is going to occur. But this week, I can try a little harder to be a little more like Jesus in the way I treat people, and that will help prepare the world for his second coming.